Weaving a complex braid requires more than just manual dexterity. It is an exercise in rigid structure and calculated design. Egyptian elites utilized this kind of physical engineering to manage their public image. They wore towering, perfumed wigs to visibly separate the divine ruling class from the rest of the population. This is the Flavian Tower, a mountain of curls that elite Roman women used to navigate their own social hierarchy. The hairstyle served as architectural propaganda, signaling wealth and political allegiance through sheer technical complexity. Indian sadhus used the same medium to project a different message. By growing these matted dreadlocks called jata, they broadcast a complete spiritual detachment from the material world. In societies without digital profiles or printed IDs, these grooming choices functioned as a visual interface for navigating social caste and civic obedience. Beyond outward appearance, the ancient and medieval world required tools to manage the internal experience of pain and fear. Healers and apothecaries utilized toxic flora to manipulate the senses. They mixed local plants into ointments and potions designed to dull the pain of surgery or induce visions of the divine. One frequent tool was the mandrake root. Its human-like shape inspired legends of lethal screams, warning of potent biological effects. The leaves and berries contain heavy-duty sedatives. Properly dosed, it was a reliable anesthetic. Misused, a deadly poison. These effects are driven by tropane alkaloids. These compounds block receptors in the nervous system, cutting off pain signals and intentionally disrupting the brain's ability to process a stable reality. While some used topical ointments, the Islamic Golden Age saw the rise of documented oral hashish use. In Sufi mysticism, the substance was used to dissolve the ego and facilitate deep contemplation. These substances weren't for idle entertainment. They were used to manage physical suffering and bridge the gap between the material world and the spiritual void. On a larger scale, the challenge shifts. Once millions of diverse people are brought under one rule, how does a state prevent constant rebellion? When Cyrus the Great captured Babylon, he faced an empire divided by religious and political tension. His response was to move away from traditional military occupation toward ideological stability. This clay cylinder holds the blueprint for stability. Through these rows of cuneiform, Cyrus rebranded himself as a protector of order. It decreed displaced groups could return home, using law to win loyalty where previous kings used the sword. This decentralized system relied on provincial governors called satraps. By letting local nodes manage their own religious and cultural affairs, Cyrus maintained a stable central authority without the constant need for force. Cyrus utilized tolerance as a tool for administrative control, demonstrating that an inclusive system could be more resilient than one built on fear. To connect and defend these massive states, empires had to master the hostile environment of the open sea. This is a model of an Athenian trireme. Its bronze-tipped ram and 3 tiers of oars were designed to turn human effort into a precise weapon. Executing a ramming maneuver required extreme coordination. A ship had to slice through an enemy line and pivot rapidly to strike a vulnerable flank without snapping its own oars or capsizing. Carthage industrialized this power, using circular dockyards to mass-produce advanced warships on an assembly line. Rome eventually countered this seamanship with the corvus, a boarding bridge that latched onto enemy vessels. It forced sailors into hand-to-hand combat, turning a sea battle into a land brawl. These naval innovations controlled the flow of grain, soldiers, and information between continents, determining which civilizations flourished and which were cut off. The transition from the tension in a single braid to the mobilization of an imperial fleet shows a consistent pattern. The herbalist managing pain and the Persian king drafting the cylinder were both solving the same problem: how to navigate and control a hostile reality. The technical logic behind a triremes ram or a medieval anesthetic reveals a level of planning that matches the complexity of the tools themselves. This drive to architect reality, from the micro scale of a hairstyle to the macro scale of a global fleet, reveals that power has always relied on the ability to engineer existence.